Although GoPro's newest camera, the Hero 8, is rugged and waterproof straight out of the box, there may be times when you want to go deeper than the 10 meters the camera can handle. For those instances, you'll need this, the GoPro protective housing. Whether you're looking to dive deeper than the 10 meters the Hero 8 can handle in its standard form, or just want the added peace of mind when you're dipping in and around water, this housing will come in especially useful. Notice how it's called the protective housing this time round though. That's because GoPro have marketed this as not only a dive housing but also a housing that offers general protection for the Hero 8 lens, considering it's no longer user replaceable. So if you never dive, you may never even be around water, this housing is still GoPro's answer to the best protection for your camera during the most extreme activities. Well wrapped within the cardboard packaging, we find a standard buckle mount along with a single thumb screw, as well as the protective housing itself, alongside an additional open back door, and, should you need it, a basic user guide. So in typical GoPro fashion, a pretty basic overall package. The housing itself is constructed of the typical clear yet seriously robust plastic we've become accustomed to with previous generations. Looking slightly larger than its predecessor due to the larger camera lens area, the unit comes complete with the typical GoPro mounting point at the bottom and a flat lens cover on the front, which upon closer inspection is held on with screws around its outer edge, meaning it should be user replaceable, although I've not seen replacements available just yet. Otherwise, we find the two standard buttons on the housing used to operate the camera's power or mode, and shutter buttons, all standard stuff. Moving to the top, we have the typical latch mechanism, creating a secure design requiring users to slide a tab before pushing up on the lever. Once open, the camera slides straight in, with the mounting fingers closed of course, and fits perfectly. No issue there at all. With this design, we do add an extra layer of glass in front of the lens, and if you have a tempered glass protector installed too, that's a third layer of glass in front of the lens, so it's recommended to remove the tempered glass if you can, even though it will fit perfectly fine. Thankfully, that extra layer of glass in front of the lens doesn't seem to have any ill effects on the captured footage though. Pre-installed on the back is a waterproof rear door which creates a very tight seal thanks to that rubber gasket around the edges, although there's no access to the rear screen in this configuration, so you'll need to ensure your settings are correct before placing the camera into the housing. Although note, as we've covered in a previous video, once switched on, you are able to switch between your custom presets by pressing the mode button followed immediately with the shutter button. Very handy if you're on a dive and are unable to remove the camera from its housing. Nevertheless, on the rear we find the same hinge design as the previous generations, which allows the back door to be removed and replaced as and when required. The skeleton door not only providing the ability to easily use the camera's rear display, but also helping sound reach the camera's microphones a little easier for best audio capture. Waterproof to 60 meters, the GoPro protective housing not only provides added protection for deep water diving, it's also for those who want the added lens protection during extreme outdoor activities, safeguarding against flying debris, gravel, dirt and small rocks. The flat glass lens delivers maximum image sharpness above and below water, while the included choice of rear doors provides the ability to use the camera in two configurations, depending on whether you need camera access and better audio capture. At $50, it's quite pricey though. In fact, looking at the cheaper third-party alternatives that are around a quarter of the cost, this solution seems ridiculously expensive. So whether you need this comes down to how you intend to use it. If you're into deep water diving, then I'd err on the side of caution to protect your pricey camera and say this is the housing to invest in. On the other hand, if you're just looking for some added lens protection during more extreme or muddy environments, then a much cheaper third-party alternative will do the job just as well, and I'd recommend saving the extra cash.